Shalom Israel. First, I'm going to start by giving all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, and bishops of GMS Great Millstone who rule well, teach, and edify. And peace and blessings unto you 130 like. My name is Yeshaya Adawan Vartazal. Going to make an edifying video going into, at camp today. Beloved brother Tazabah, made a beautiful point of, pride can very much so be sneaky. One thing about pride is that it's a silent killer. Right? It's a silent killer. It's something that has to be intentionally recognized. It's a discrepancy that most glaze over, to simplify the fact. And to put it into perspective, a lot of times you could be thinking that you're doing the right thing and moving the right way, but you're not. You could be thinking that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in this faith in the fashion that you're supposed to be doing it, but you're actually miscarrying. And that's the scary part of it, bro. We pray to the Lord and we beg for mercy. We beg for repentance and we beg for, the Lord to forgive us for the transgressions that we do. As the scriptures say in Isaiah, let me just get it. All right? Because this is something that kind of struck me because I caught myself in the same sort of sense. You can have that pride could really sneak up on you, man. It really can. And you might think, oh man, man, I'm good, man. I be keeping humble and shit. That's the beginning of it. That's when it starts initiating. It's a silent fucking killer, bro. And until it starts becoming your character. And that's when all hell's gonna break loose for you. Right? That's why the scriptures say in Sirach, the 18th chapter, starting at the top, he that contamineth little things shall fall little by little. The little details, the things that are, to the naked eye hidden, are the things that are the downfall of a lot of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the shit that you don't think about sometimes. Sometimes when you go off, it's right in front of your face and you like, fuck. But sometimes you could be going off in subtle ways. Right? You could really be miscarrying and not even fucking receive it because the Lord has blinded you. Right? And that's really what it goes down to, is the Lord blinding you. He stops your eye from beholding the wickedness that you are and seeing the filth that you have become. Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. Right? Like the wind has taken us away, bro. Your iniquities. And that's subtle, is it not? And our righteousness being as a filthy rags. What's the use of a filthy rag? It doesn't clean anything and it doesn't help anything. You know what I'm saying? So, really put it into perspective to have that humble and meek spirit walking in this faith as much as you possibly can. Seek counsel about it. If it's on your spirit that you think, hold up, I might be prideful on the low, then ask a brother about it, man. Your brothers see you and your actions sometimes more than you see yourself. Right? Brothers have high levels of spiritual discernment, and that's why it's also important to dwell around men of the Lord. Right? You go to a camp. You got beloved elders, elder brothers, and brothers that have high levels of spiritual discernment, which is given them as a gift by Hashem Akakwadash, to be able to see that out. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important for the body, man. The body is so important because the body feels the body, man. Hold up, my hand's feeling a little bit off. What's going on with it? Let's correct it and let's get it back in the right spot. Right? That type of sense. Because at the end of the day, if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off. Right? You don't want to be a part of the motherfucking, fraction of people that get cut off from this faith, man. Because it does happen. Happens more often than brothers would probably think, man. And it's a scary thing. You don't want to dwell outside of this faith, man. You don't want to dwell outside of the church. You don't want to be on the outside of it. Trust me. Just seeing that you can be in this faith and the goodness of it, and all of a sudden, your iniquity, all that bullshit that's just accumulated in you, gets you kicked out. Brothers warn about that. Like, just be on point. Have your mind in the right spot. I've never personally been on a suspension. I'm a young brother, but brothers warn you. It's like, hey, man, that's not something to fuck around with. It's not something to play with, bro. So you should have the spirit to make sure that you're doing what you got to do, man. We're not hirelings in this faith, man. We're not like, these bug out niggas. We're not like Alizé, bro. We're not in here for worldly gain. We're not in here for nothing besides doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So if you're not truly in the spirit of wanting to do that, if you're not truly in the spirit of wanting to build up and do better, become a better man and feed the sheep, gather the sheep, man, be a brother, and all the many beautiful elements of being in his faith, then the fuck are you in it for? You know what I'm saying? The apostles say that, man. The apostles even say, man, if you feel like this faith ain't even for you, man, don't say shit. Just leave. You don't gotta say nothing to nobody. You don't gotta make no harsh breaks. You don't gotta say no long-winded conversations. Just leave, man. No hit nobody up. Just go. If you feel like this faith isn't for you. And a part of being in this faith is doing these things, man. If you're unwilling to do these things, what type of spirit do you got on you? Are you a hangout guy? You just want to be a part of something? If that's the case, go join a fucking pickleball club, man. If you want to be simple like that, get the fuck on about this shit. Because at the end of the day, bro, we're sent here on a mission. Right? And it's important. If you're a part of this body, if you're a part of this faith, man, you have to be on point. This isn't just about you. We're not doing this for ourselves, bro. Right? This is the house of the Lord, man. This is a very important thing that you cannot take for granted. You cannot. You have no opportunity to fuck up, man. And you will fuck up. The righteous man falleth 7 times, but get it back up. But the wicked fall into mischief, right? But it's ultimately the Lord that permits all these things. We just beg and plead that, if and when it happens, the Lord picks us back up, and we know how to do things right the next time. And one thing that is a killer is that, killer of attrition, right? When it slowly kind of ticks away at you, bro. I don't know if y'all bros ever play video games and shit. Chiefly the battle royale type games, when you got the storm or the circle that closes in, but if you on the outside of that circle, it slowly kills you. It doesn't kill you instantly. It really doesn't kill you instantly. But, it kind of takes away your health, and it puts you in a bad spot. And then all of a sudden, you just backed against a wall, and now you like, fuck, I'm about to die. I got this shit on the inside of the circle pressing me. I got shit on the outside of the circle pressing me. Getting all pressed on, and now I'm dead. I'm in a bad spot, and now I'm dead. The way we got to view it in this faith is, if that circle's closing in on you, view the shit as if you would die if that motherfucker touches you. And I bet you will not be in that motherfucking circle, bro. If you played a video game and it says if this circle touches you, you die instantly, instead of, it kind of takes away your health, I bet you ain't gonna touch that motherfucking circle. So being in this faith, bro, the scriptures tell you, give not a place for the devil. Give not a place for Satan. Don't give this nigga a place to kind of settle in and start taking away at you, man. We want to invite the spirit in. We want to invite Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Akakbadash into us, man. We want our inward man to call the shots and let our outward man be subject under it. Alright? But being in, in his flesh, bro, it's very easy for you to get out of body and things to get, on the wrong, get off on the wrong way. So you have to be extremely careful. That's why the scriptures tell you, examine thyself. Alright? Proverbs 30:12. There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. We're not perfected yet, bro. That's really the bottom line. We're not perfected yet. All right? We are, being that part of, Jake's, man. Jake's always like, oh, man, I'm good. What's up? Shit, you don't fuck with me. Man, that's a demonic-ass spirit to dwell in, bro. That's a very proud spirit. To think that you're doing everything right. Bro, there's things that you're not doing right now. There's probably things, Lord forbid, that I'm not doing right. That I could be doing more or better. or on a higher level. Right? Even the apostles are growing on a daily basis. And that just shows you the spirit, bro. We're not Yahweh Shai. Though we try to be like him, joint heirs under the Lord, and though we try to do our best to please the Lord and walk in his manner, does the scriptures not say we've all fallen short of the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? We've all came up short, man, in our own ways. And that's why we have to, it's a must to examine yourself. It's a must to be in the spirit. It's a must to try your very best, bro, because if not, that's your ass. Don't be like Jake, bro. We come at it, we came into this truth and we came out of the world. No longer doing that type of shit. No longer living that type of life, leading those type of things and doing that type of shit. We got away from it. So why the fuck would you try to cling back onto it? Leave it alone. Let it be dead, bro. No more. Really just kind of soak up the spirit and allow Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to take hold of you and give no fucking place for the devil. And one of those things is pride. Pride is a bitch. Pride is an absolute bitch. Right? Because it's like one of those things that halts everything. Pride halts the spirit. It really does. Pride goes before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Right? Because pride literally puts a stop to all these things. Pride is what happens when you're on the way out, not when you're on the way in. Right? It's what happens when you're on the way out. Right? And it's really fucked up, bro. And you have to make sure that you're staying on top of yourself to recognize it. It's Proverbs 8:13. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy. And the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. The Lord hates it. And we're commanded to hate evil. All presence of evil. If you love the Lord, you hate evil. And this is a presence of evil that you must, make sure that you're aware of. Proverbs 11:2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom. All right? Because the Lord builds up the underdog, man. The Lord ain't worried about you top guys, man. The Lord ain't worried about that shit. The Lord ain't worried about a guy that can't take heed, bro. You think that you're perfect. If you think that you're perfect, then what need do you have of Yahweh Shai, Mr. Perfect? All right, Mr. Perfect. Let's see you eat a fucking mistle, Mr. Perfect, and see how well that shit goes over for you, bro. Because it's not going to go very well. That's the bottom line to it. Okay? Pride really tears motherfuckers up, bro. And there's no other way to put it. This is Proverbs 29:23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Right? A man's pride will really bring him very low, bro. That'll take you to a place that you never thought you would have been before. All right? So, let me park real quick. So, in transit, gotta make sure I ain't paying bumper cars on this motherfucker. All right, come on. But pride shall bring him low. The point that through the spirit I said earlier is hey, pride is something that happens on the way out, not on the way in. That shit happens on the way out. Meaning, that's the type of shit that happens before you gone. Like the Lord said, pride coming before destruction. Humility is what comes before being exalted. The greater thou art, the more humble thou shalt be. You have to be built up. Having that humble spirit is truly what the Lord commands us to have, because we're just these oh thou worm Jacob. We're nothing, man. And the Lord has given us mercy to be something, to be anything. The Lord has given us mercy. To even live is mercy. All right. Let's see if there's anything. Solomon, no, actually, I want to skip that one. This one's a good one. Sirach 10:12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and his heart is turned away from his maker. So when you develop that prideful spirit, you're literally departing from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And what does that mean? The Lord's going to start taking the spirit away from you. You're not going to have that Chak B'dash, man. You ain't going to have nothing but a bunch of devils living in you. And that's fucked up. Because reading on, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. So, hey, pride is the beginning of your end. So if you have that shit in your spirit, you got to try your absolute best, man. Pray, fast, even tell your brothers, like, man, what's going on? Like, how can I fix this? I feel like I'm proud. Like, what's going on? And try everything, bro, tooth and nail, to get that fucking spirit off of you, bro. Because it can absolutely be your ruin. It says, he that hath it shall pour out abomination. That's the only thing that's going to happen is abominable things when you have pride like that on that level, on any level. It says, and therefore the Lord brought them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And that's what the Lord does. He judges you. You want to act like your shit don't stink? Your shit stink. And the Lord going to show it. Lord going to show your motherfucking ass, man. Lord going to show your fucking ass. And we've seen it many times in Israel. Guys that always want to be hella proud and shit, cause these uproars. Salakia, I need some fucking water. Salakia. I feel, like the Apostle Tahar, when he does the sit downs, he'll grab some water and he'll swish it around in his mouth. It's like just a little thought. That's how it remind me of. It'd be kind of funny. You be in the middle of like some heavy ass lesson and be like, never mind. But I'm gonna continue on. But yeah, bro, the Lord shows the ass of a lot of those who pride. And you see it a lot in Israel, bro. You see a lot of guys that move hella proud, and then you just see their works, bro. You see like, oh shit, like, nah, this shit bugged the fuck out. This is bugged out, and it happens all the time. Because the Lord sifts Israel, man. The Lord sends his judgments every morning. So once it's time for those guys to get that judgment, you like, damn. But at the end of the day, you could tell it was always going to come in the first place. GMS being those prophets that stand watch. They stand watch chiefly of themselves, first of all. And secondly, they stand watch and they warn you these things before they happen. They're like, whoa, hold up. This guy's not moving right. This is going to happen. And what happens? It happens. You know what I'm saying? Because the Spirit's dealing. Sirach 18:10. Pride is not made for men. And why is that, bro? We these weak ass humans. We are that clay. Does the scripture not say, hath clay power over the pot? Hath not clay power over the potter? Or potter power over the clay? Salakia. The potter always has power over the clay, man. Potter always has power over the clay. And we're that clay. The Lord molds us. Do we mold ourselves? Or are we going to glory in what the Lord molds us into? As if not, it was the Lord that done it for us? Are we going to boast shit that we have or act like we know it all when it's not the Lord that gave it to you? All right? And if you can't see that, then, hey, bro, you got to watch these things, bro. Real talk. And it says, the fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is losing thereof. All right? So just to get in these points, man, it just strengthens the fact that pride is going to be your death, man. So, and one thing that Brother Tazabah said is that, it's a sneaky ass demon, bro. It's quiet. Pride is very quiet. And you don't think that you see it until it's on you, bro. And all of a sudden, brothers is telling you like, hey, man, you moving funny in this way. I feel like you not doing the right thing here. And then what do you tell them? Nah, bro, I'm good. What are you talking about? What? Like, what are you talking about? I'm straight, bro. Like, I'm not wrong in this sense. Like, what do you mean? Or trying to justify your actions or trying to create justifications for something that you did when you knew damn well you were in the wrong. That's pride, bro. And when that happens and when it's, completely planted its seed up in your brain, bro, it's one of the hardest things to get the fuck out. All right, it's a very hard demon to get out. Like his brothers, made mention of it. It's like, hey, bro, you got to really watch that shit. You really do. What was Saul, man? Saul was a prideful man, was he not? He thought he tried to set up his own righteousness. Did he not? He tried to spare the king and present all the things unto a sacrifice to the Lord. When the Lord told him specifically to do this one thing and he didn't fucking do it. He did what he wanted to do because he thought he was right in his own righteousness and thought his way was better than the Lord's way. That's proud as fuck. And what did the Lord do to Saul at the end of the day? He took the spirit from him. And now the house of Saul waxes worse and worse, and the house of David waxes better and better, pursuant to 2 Samuel, the 3rd chapter, and the 1st verse. Just reading. All right? And that's really, that's spiritual, bro. The things written aforetime before our learning. So we see something like that, we're like, whoa, shit, like this really can happen. It's truth. This really can happen, bro. Always stand upon your watch, bro. And part of standing upon your watch is looking at yourself, bro. Because, hey, that spirit's out there, especially here in Babylon, bro. That shit can really get attached to you. You gotta be very careful. Proverbs 14:12. There's a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. All right, so something that's subtle in you, and you be like, oh yeah, I'm in the spirit, I'm doing good. I'm in this faith the right way. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But the whole time you're miscarrying, and the end of it's death. And what does pride equal? Death. That's what it equals to. So you got to really stand upon your watch, Baba Kushai. Pray this lesson was edifying. I want to lastly give honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakodash, Shalom.